Good morning. Thought a little change of pace here. Got the pond instead of trees back there. Anyway, what's up with all this stuff with people regarding our past, tearing down monuments, statues of soldiers, and all that sort of stuff? But I got thinking about it. That's not new. These same people went after the nativity scenes. They went after crosses on hills, prayer in school. We sat back and we griped about it, but we didn't really do much to stop it and push back. Besides, we've got jobs. We don't have time to run around with signs and marching and all like that. The other side, they pay people. Yeah, they do. There are groups that organize, and you can pay somebody to come out and protest for you. And of course, that probably gets paid for with a grant from our tax dollars. I don't know. I'm wondering when they're going to get after the Army. The Army has 10 posts that are named after Confederate soldiers. Are we going to wait till our soldiers are harassed for living and working on posts such as Fort Lee, Polk, Gordon, Bragg, Benning, Beauregard, A.P. Hill, Hood, Pickett, or Rucker? Should we close these posts down and cleanse the ground? What's next? Our money? Washington, Jefferson, Hamilton, Franklin, Jackson, Lincoln, Grant? I guess we're going to have to get rid of that. By the way, if that offends you, send me your money so that you don't have to look at it anymore. What about Woodrow Wilson? He's a pretty racist guy. He segregated our military. Are we going to tear down all the schools and organizations that have been named after him? What about Senator Robert Byrd, the Grand Wizard of the KKK? He seems to be a darling of the Democrat Party, but there's all sorts of roads, buildings, and statues and everything named after him in West Virginia. Maybe they should tear all that down, and maybe West Virginia should pay us back. Nancy Pelosi calls for the removal of Confederate statues in Washington, D.C. because she's offended. Well, I call for the removal of Nancy Pelosi from Washington, D.C. because she offends me. Maybe you see a trend here. They're all Democrats. Why don't they put the blame where the blame is? We need to learn that George Orwell was right when he wrote in 1984 that if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they don't want to hear. I see two things that need to happen. People need to stop being offended by everything that they don't want to see or hear, and we need to not be silent. Now, I'm not calling for physical resistance, but verbal and emotional resistance. Make no mistake, we're dealing with evil. Evil influence tells people they must not feel bad or be insulted or see or experience anything uncomfortable. They must get a trophy whether they win or lose. We must not be silent. As Dietrich Bonhoeffer said, silence in the face of evil is itself evil. Not to speak is to speak, and not to act is to act. He also added that God will not hold us blameless. I'm going to leave this with one little poem. I'm sure you've heard, but it's a good reminder. First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. I didn't speak out because I wasn't a trade unionist. And then they came for the Jews, but I wasn't a Jew, so I didn't speak out. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. For the Voice of Reason, this is Michael Murphy. Try to have a nice day.